All right, guys, I have a who the said that to start off this week. Hope is what makes us strong. It is why we are here. It is what we fight with when all else is lost. Who the said that?
Interesting.
No
it's got
clues?
the gears turning.
It does.
Got the gears turning, but we'll see if I can get it by later in the show.
Hit it again.
Hope is what makes us strong. It is why we are here. It is what we fight with when all else is lost. Nah.
Someone's doing a pep talk.
All right, we'll listen in for the end of the show and we will find out who the said that. This is episode 232, and today is Thursday, the 27th of September 2018. Welcome to the Aussie Gamers Express video game podcast. I'm your host, Snoogs, and here with me, as always, are my brilliant co-hosts, Remutha and Grejio. How are you guys?
I'm good.
Good?
I was waiting for my better half to answer for me like last week.
Ladies go first.
I thought I'd let you have a word first.
Sure. No, I'm good.
Good?
Had a fairly good week.
That's good.
It's going to be a better week this week.
Yeah?
For obvious reasons.
For obvious reasons?
Yeah. It's only 2 days until Forza Horizon 4 comes.
That's only one
I've got
more.
to put the count in.
One more sleep, isn't it?
They say the 28th. I don't know if that means 28th on the other side of the world or 28th here, but
You'll find out
I've
tomorrow.
been working on the premise that it's the 28th over there, so it's the 29th here. So that way, if it's tomorrow, super bonus prizes.
Whoop, whoop.
And if not, I'm still good.
If not, many drinks tomorrow night.
Yes.
So, shall we start drawing numbers on how many cars you're going to start the game with, just for credit?
If you like, you can have a guess. I can probably have a pretty educated guess.
I mean, you had a pretty good starting with Horizon 3.
Yeah.
You got how many extra cars? Like 12 or something?
I think it was 14.
It'd be
14.
around the same number, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be more.
Possibly
because
more.
I've gone up some levels since then.
Yeah.
With my
All right.
We'll
We'll get into that later. Before we start, here's this week's show in preview. The video game discussion where I'm sure we'll talk some more about Forza Horizon 4 because I've been playing the shit out of it. Then we'll have gaming pre-order, followed by What's That Sound and last words to finish up the show. So, on to video game discussion. First up in video game discussion, who the fuck divided by zero? Anyone?
Who the fuck divided by zero?
Someone has divided by zero. At midnight last night, I have woken up to my phone. I was sort of in that half asleep stage, where you're not really there, but you're not really asleep. And my phone bings and goes off. And I pick it up and have a look at it, and it's a tweet from Larry Herb, or as most people would know him, Major Nelson. And all it is it says it's a reply, and the reply is thumbs up. Now, Major Nelson doesn't actually tweet back to people all that much. He's usually putting his own ones out. So I thought, this looks a bit interesting. Let's have a look. Of course, I pull it up, and what does it say? Sony is cross-playing with everybody else for Fortnite. So an extended Fortnite crossplay beta has launched on PS4. Now this is to go crossplay not only with PC but with Xbox, Switch, and mobile as well. We've said in recent weeks that something had to happen, something had to break. But
I'm assuming there was a coup de grace in SIE's headquarters because they've pretty much said that it was a challenge of policy, because we all know that's what it is, not a technical challenge here. So obviously someone won out in the boardroom.
I think so.
And, yeah.
I think the almighty dollar may have.
Maybe. Look, maybe.
Well, I've got the actual release sitting here in front of me. So it's written here: following a comprehensive evaluation process, SIE has identified a path towards supporting cross-platform features for select third-party content. We recognise that PS4 players have been eagerly awaiting an update, and we appreciate the community's continued patience as we have navigated through this issue to find a solution. First step is an open beta beginning today for Fortnite, which will allow for cross-platform gameplay, progression, and commerce across PlayStation 4, Android, iOS, Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, Microsoft Windows, and Mac operating systems. Greg, what do you think, mate? What do you think's turned the tide here?
Look, I don't claim to know. I can hazard some guesses.
Yeah, well, hazard some guesses, mate. Because to be honest with you, mate, I'm a little bit peeved about it.
Really? Why?
Well, I'm glad you ask, because I have stood tall since day one with this crossplay, and I have put hand on heart and agreed with Sony's policy. And agreed with their ideas, and agreed with the fact that maybe it's not that great to be playing with the competitor. And, I have stood tall, and I have been ridiculed by it. It's one of those things where, at a personal level, I don't give a shit if it happens or not. But from a level where I've put my business hat on, and I can understand where their business is coming from, I have agreed with them, and I've stood by them. And I've been ridiculed by it, and I've been ridiculed, on social media. Not negatively, but people have
not cruelly, but
not cruelly, but it's still, it's still.
The argument's been had.
The argument has been had,
yeah.
And
now you feel Sony has come along and stabbed you in the back.
They've just backflipped, mate. they've just come along, and there's no real reason why, I suppose you could say. So they have written a few other things in here as well. For 24 years we've tried to deliver the best gaming experience to our fans. It represents a major policy change and all this sort of jazz. So to me, the almighty dollar has spoken. At this point in time, it's only Fortnite. I can only see it happening for free-to-play games.
Well, yeah. So they've said that it's for Fortnite, but it will be for a select amount of third-party games.
Yes.
So it's to suggest that this will happen again, but it's obviously only going to be third-party games for obvious reasons.
Well, it'd be those games that are already...
Select means, yeah.
It'd be those ones that are already supporting it.
Crossplay anyway. Yeah.
So it'd be like, Fortnite. It would also be Rocket League.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And those sorts of games where they're already using their own service, so they're not actually using Sony servers. They're not actually signing into a Sony system. You've got to sign into an external system to do it. But my biggest frustration as well is my progression and my money, because I've paid for the battle pass. I paid for the battle pass, the second battle pass, and since then I've earned enough V-Bucks every season to continue getting the battle pass.
Mm-hmm.
But is that going to carry across? Can I now take that, merge it with my account that I have on the PlayStation, and use the PS Plus freebies that have been given to us?
Well, I believe... Well, see, the PS Plus freebies, I'm not so sure about. That's going to come... Look,
because
who knows?
Originally, I started playing Fortnite on the PS4, and then more people were playing it on the Xbox and said, "Hey, Pat, come and have a play." So I had to... When I've originally tried to link my Epic's game account from my PS4 to my Xbox, it wouldn't let me, so I had to make a new account. Which, it's just caused a whole lot of trouble. And then since then, I've played on PC or Xbox only.
Yeah, look. So, my understanding is that fundamentally it should carry across. Now, because you have 2 accounts, I don't know how that's going to work for you.
Mm-hmm.
You might just end up having to pick the better of the 2 accounts and running with that one.
Yeah, that's the thought.
I'm guessing that your freebies that you get from PS Plus, they might carry over as well. It'll just be that you guys have it, and that'll be the advantage that you have for been playing on PlayStation.
There's no advantage. They're just not. They're just cosmetic, and really that.
Yeah.
They're at the point where what I've got now, I'd never use them again anyway. But
yeah. So look, from what I understand, because I'm not a big Fortnite player, but from what I understand is the people who've been cross-playing so far, their accounts carry across all the platforms that it cross-plays against.
Yep.
So I can't imagine that the PlayStation joining the fray means that you wouldn't have that same ability.
Possibly. I mean, I definitely think you're going to have carry across, obviously, from here on. But if there's something specifically bought through the PS Plus system as opposed to through Xbox, I don't know. I'm skeptical that it will carry across.
I think that if they want this to be a success, they have to fix that problem.
Possibly. I mean, maybe they'll credit you with an Xbox version of it, so you've got it on both. Or maybe they'll find a better way to link your Epic account across the 2 systems and sort of, remove the PlayStation specificity.
The point is that, as we've already seen, and I hinted at it right at the beginning, this is not a technical problem. This has been able to happen for months now. It's just that it's been switched off. It's literally a switch, right? Yeah. This is how simple this problem was. All they had to do was take the switch and take it from off to on. It was just, there was a policy holding the switch on off, right? So I find it very hard to believe that all the stuff that he has in his PlayStation account, now that it has the ability, now that the switch has been flicked on, that he can't carry it all across, regardless of whether he bought it, where he bought it. It's still on his Epic account, and it should carry across.
Yeah, I think the only problem would be the merging 2 accounts. That's going to be the sticking point, and I can kind of understand that. But
look, like I said, in that, I think you'll just end up having to pick the one you want the most and abandoning the other one.
Now,
and that sucks, but that's the price.
The other big thing that's been a little bit frustrating, let's say it, excuse me, was all over social media today. There's been this big outpouring of what's going on, and everyone excited that Sony's now doing cross-play and all this sort of jazz, and people are really feeling like, it's a win for the gamer, it's a win for this. Now, do you think this is Sony? Well, they're looking forward to the next step. Are they looking to move on to something a little bit different, or have they just literally bowed to public pressure? What do you reckon, Rem?
I'd like to think it's the former. I think in some ways it's probably the latter. I think these sorts of games, though, don't cost them anything to crossplay. So by limiting to those specific third-party games, they're not taking anything out of their pocket. They're basically, it's a gimme for people who want the crossplay on those sorts of games without removing the exclusives and the reason why so many people buy a PlayStation over an Xbox and vice versa. Obviously, there's still going to be some complaints, I think, that there's not all games are going to be crossplay. Like Fallout 76 won't be. Bethesda's already made it clear that's not happening.
But that's actually a good point, because they made it clear that it wasn't happening because Sony wouldn't play ball. Now Sony's playing ball.
Yeah, they've still indicated it's not going to happen, though.
And can I tell you why it's not going to happen? Because Bethesda won't run their own servers for it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. And look, that's going to happen. You're going to have games along the way that won't do it. But even if they were willing, I'm not entirely sure that it has to cost Sony nothing, basically, I think. to make it a crossplay, because they haven't really been a huge fan of crossplay to start with, and a majority of I get the impression, are similarly minded to yourself, while some PlayStation gamers, a majority of Xbox gamers, cry for crossplay simply because they want to play with their friends. I don't know. Like I said, I want them to be forward-thinking in that. There's always room for exclusives, and there's always value in that, but it's also nice to give your players a gimme just to keep them happy.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And yeah.
I think we've kind of wrapped up.
With that one?
Yeah, I think we've set our piece on it. Like, we're just going to go around in circles from this point on, I think.
Yeah, I think so. It's a pretty long and drawn-out process that it's taken to get us to this point, where it could have been something that was very simple and, you know, wouldn't have been too far removed if it had just been agreed to at the start. And I actually spoke to Lucas about it today, and he brought up a good point. You know, they've backflipped on this. When do they release backwards compatibility?
Not as long as they can release a classic.
Yes. Classic with see, that's upgradable games, updatable games.
Yeah. You want to play backwards compatibility? Get a new console.
Here you go. In Australia, $150. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, well, let's put you out of your misery early on, Greg, and we'll talk a bit about Forza Horizon 4. Now, I've been playing it pretty much religiously for the last week, and I'm allowed to talk about it a whole lot more now. So, first off, there is a review that's up on AussieGamersExpress.com, which is our written review. There's also a video review over on Aussie Gamers Express YouTube channel. Make sure you get over and leave us a like. Let us know what you think. Let us know if you're picking up the game, or if you have picked it up already and you're having a look at it. Let us know what your thoughts are. So for the last week, I've been playing it. I've been streaming it. And I have to say, it just keeps on delivering.
Yes.
You came over... What was it, about a week ago, Greg? Friday night or something? Friday, Saturday?
Yeah, Friday night.
Yeah, and had a bit of a play around with it as well.
Yep.
I've now progressed through the initial stages. So when you first get into it, you're building your influence up to be able to register yourself for each of the seasonal events. Then you get to, once you've registered for all of them, you get into the online open world. So you get into the full weekly think, something like Destiny or anything like that, really, where you've got your weekly challenges and whatnot. So from week to week, it changes from season to season. Each day you log on, you've got some new challenges, whether it be something as, an overtake, a high-speed run, or things along those sorts of lines. And then you've also got your weeklies, which is you've got to go and finish a race by this certain time, or finish a competition, which is a bundle of races together. And you can either do these with people, by yourself, online, offline, however you want, really. It looks like a whole lot of fun. I think you can get up to 6 people and jump on it together, which
nice.
So I think it's 6 people. You can jump on it together. There's also another little thing that, because I finished the review before I actually moved on fully to the new area, they've got these events which you do against teams. So there'll be, I assume, 2 teams. Obviously we haven't all got it yet, so we haven't all been on together. But you can have 2 teams, and there'll be like races, certain events, or games, where the games might be capture the flag, and one person's got a flag on top of their car, and you've got to chase it.
Yep.
And
they'll have
all these sorts of
capture the flag. They have like capture the flag. They've got king, infection, and there's the capture the flag is weird. It's a bit like the flag just randomly spawns on the map. There'll be a set sort of area, and then everyone races to pick up the flag and then drop it into. There's like a checkpoint. You've got to drop it into the checkpoint that is in the middle. And if you get hit by another car, they can steal the flag off you.
Oh, that actually sounds pretty awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's super fun, it's super fast, and hectic. And it's heaps of fun to play with your friends when you can set up, because when you play with your friends just in a private group, you can obviously set it so you can sort of warp the rules a little. So I remember I played it once with my friends, and we all had to use BMW iSetters. For those that don't know, the BMW iSetter is like a 20 horsepower, three-wheeled little thing. Think of like Steve Urkel's car from...
That's where the front of the car opens up.
The front of the car
is the door, yeah.
Yep. So we're all driving around those like a top speed of 20 k's an hour, trying to chase each other. The slowest chases ever. It was hilarious. We were like rolling around on the floor laughing. It was great.
It sounds good. Yeah, so that's where I'm at the moment.
Yep.
I got a little bit frustrated with it last night. A combination of things. Lucas and I were trying to jump in and have a bit of a try out of these new items, but the online connectivity it wasn't playing ball. Again, it's pre-release, so the servers could have been down. They could have been updating something. It could have just been that the Australian servers aren't up and running yet. I'm trying to connect to something overseas. So,
yep. So I've checked. The pre-order release is at midnight on the 28th.
Midnight on the 28th.
Yep. So 12 a.m. on the 28th. The moment it clicks over the 28th, I can play Forza.
So that's tonight.
That's tonight.
So you're not doing anything tomorrow, okay?
I think I just. I think.
Hey, right. I like it. So, well, mate, what else you heard, Greg? Because I know you've been sitting back and salivating.
I have been salivating a lot.
And swearing at me anytime I've gone live. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, pretty much. So I watched, we told you last week about Inside Xbox had that special on Goodwood. I watched it. Now, there was a lot, being Inside Xbox, there was a lot of news that came out, not just Forza, which I'll go through later, but since we're talking about Forza, I'll just stick to the Forza news at the moment. They showed a bunch of, since it was Forza centric, they showed a lot of Forza stuff, so there was a lot of promotional stuff and videos and stuff that they put together, of real cars racing around and fake cars racing around and celebrities racing around and throwing mud at people like Tyrese and Cody Walker, just for fun. But digging into actually what the game's about, one of the few things that I did get that I hadn't seen up until now was the Forza Route Creator, which is new for Horizon 4. And this is where you can... So in 3, they allowed you to create your own races by essentially taking a pre-existing race and then changing the rules for it. So you could change the type of car, you can change the weather, you can change the time of day.
The blueprint setup.
System.
Yep.
Well, now what happens is you can go to any race on the map and you can do the same thing. You can do a blueprint race, or from the starting point of that race, you can create your own track. And what happens is you'll go create track, your car will start on the start line, and then you'll drive. And you will drive your track.
Mm-hmm.
Drive around, however you like. Doesn't matter, there's no limit to where you can drive. You can drive anywhere. And then as you drive, you place checkpoints. As you place the checkpoints, the game sort of pauses for a bit, allows you to adjust the parameters of the checkpoint. You can narrow it down to the width of the car, or you can widen it right out. to the width of 10 cars, and then you keep driving, and you can drive up to 40 miles. You can lay down 40 miles of track, and literally wherever you drive, it just paints a line, and that's the track you're creating. Now, they said 40 miles to give you kind of a scope of how much that is. They said that will get you around the map a couple of times.
Wow.
So you can create some really monster races if you wish. Then they pretty much ask you to test your track, make sure it actually works as a concept, because you can drive it out by yourself, but then once you put a bunch of race cars on it, it may just completely blow out, not work.
Yeah, once you try and go at speed.
Yeah, kind of thing. So you edit it, you try and edit it up and make it work worthwhile kind of thing. And you can save multiple tracks from multiple from the same start point. So when you go in to start a race, you can either pick the race that's already selected, or there'll be a list of all your other tracks you've created from that start point. And they'll show like a map of each of the tracks so you know which one you're driving on. And you can do your normal thing, like, you create names for it, write down details, and then you can post them up and share them with other people. So, I think it's going to be really interesting to see I think it's just another way now that content creators can get into Forza. Up until now, it's been mostly the tuners and the livery creators, and the people making videos. Now and the photos. It's now they've got another way, and there's going to be a whole group of really clever and creative people who will create some, I think, really clever and creative races, and not necessarily just built for speed. I think there's going to be some people that create some really cool puzzle races, assault courses, crazy point-to-point races where there is no predetermined line. You just, here's a point, there's a point, first
Get
person
there.
the point
Yep.
wins. I think there's going to be some really cool, awesome stuff.
Yeah, that's a really good spin to put on it. I didn't think of it like that with actual content creators.
Yeah.
So it's something to look out for.
To be fair, the blueprint thing really did bring that out in some of the people in the last one, and we did see some really clever blueprints coming out, especially on the challenges. Like, for not necessarily about the races. The races were there was some, but people really gravitated towards the challenges. Now, I just think that the track building will create a bit more ability to do grandiosa kind of challenge, kind of style races, I think. So yeah. So that was the big ticket item from Inside Xbox about Forza, short of all the other bits and pieces they had. The only other bit that I was going to report on, which is more of a side note as opposed to anything to do with Forza specifically, but they had Cody Walker on,
as in Paul's brother.
As in Paul Walker's brother.
Yeah, yeah.
Those who don't know who Cody is or Paul, he was the main dude out of Fast and Furious who died a few years back. Anyway, with, I think it was Horizon 2, they had a very big tie-in with the Fast and Furious franchise. They had a whole standalone DLC dedicated to Fast and Furious, and they've had car packs for the Fast and Furious in other versions of Forza. Anyway, last year they did a charity live stream in which they were trying to raise money for poor walkers charity, which is called Reach Out Worldwide. They have so far since then made $150,000 for the charity. They're planning to do another live stream with Forza Horizon 4 on the 11th of October, which is coming up shortly. Like last year, they had a one-of-a-kind Xbox to give away. Last year, they had a Xbox One S that was painted up to look like Paul Walker's Mitsubishi Eclipse in the first movie. So it was green with the purple graphics. Looked really cool. This year they've done it again. This time it's a silver Xbox with the blue stripes to make it look like his GDR from the second movie. It looks sweet.
I may have, like, fuck it, let's be honest. I think I got wood when I saw that.
I know, it's pretty cool. I put a picture up on, I think was it random? I think something.
Yeah, I think it's on our Discord channel.
Yeah, I put a picture up on the Discord channel somewhere. Yeah. So
we'll try and get it over onto Facebook as well. Yeah,
it looks really cool. I think you'll see it a lot in the next couple of weeks.
Funnily enough, the Skyline's as you yourself know, it's my pinnacle car that I absolutely love, and it's my favourite car of the series. You know, aside from the Charger.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the fact that they're still going on with it, I think, just sort of speaks leaps and bounds of what the Horizon community feels towards, you know, the Fast and the Furious franchise in itself.
Definitely.
I've just picked a Nissan GTR up in Forza Horizon 4, and of course, first things first was the livery, top livery. First one that comes up was the Paul Walker one, and of course, mine's now covered in it.
Look, I remember in 3 when Paul actually died, the amount of tribute liveries that came out, and I mean the stunning liveries of, like, portraits of Paul Walker on the sides of the cars, and, you know, rest in peace, and, you know, and all these lovely sentiments about, you know, about him and the series, and it was amazing, and the Forza community is really tied in. I mean, it's the love of cars. It's less about a combined love of the game and more of a combined love of car culture in general. And Paul was a big advocate of the car culture, and his charity is definitely reaping the benefits of the hard work he put into it before he died, and the hard work his brother is now continuing on with. For those that don't know what Reach Out Worldwide is, I just have a quick bit of information on it, just so to give you an idea. So I looked at their website today, and it had a little description under the About Us, and it said that it's an agile group of first responder and other professionals in the medical and construction related fields who augment local expertise when natural disasters strike in order to accelerate relief efforts. So they were there during the earthquakes in Haiti. They were there for the cyclone down in New Orleans, and you know, all those places. They anywhere there's a natural disaster, they try and get in there, and they send people who can help facilitate medical and construction purposes to help get everyone back on their feet as fast as they can. So I think it's really cool. So
yeah, well, everyone keep an eye out for that. If we get some more info, we'll post it up on the usual channels.
Yeah, definitely. So if you're interested, go to game4paul.com. That'll lead you to a place where you can donate if you want to donate to their charity. Also, you can donate during the live stream. If you do donate, you go in, you get a chance to win that limited edition Xbox. There's a bunch of other prizes that they're putting up. So yeah, if you're interested and you feel strongly about it, definitely check it out. Definitely support it. It's a worthwhile cause, and yeah. Brilliant. Yeah, we'll definitely put some stuff up about it on the Facebook page, so everyone can keep
across it. All right. Well, I've got some more news to do with Fortnite.
As to why?
So, Fortnite Season 6 is about to kick off, and there's some new bits and pieces that go with that. But I have a little rant to start off with.
Ooh, rant.
Oh, rants are always fun. First, yeah, and my rant is around people that play Fortnite on PC. If you are cheating at Fortnite, fuck you. Fuck you right up. Because I am sick to death of every time that Fortnite does an update, the anti-cheat that goes with it crashes on mine. I don't know why. I don't understand it. I get the same error every time, which means I have to go into the subroutines of the damn game, reinstall the anti-cheat thing, and then cross my fingers, cross my toes, jump around 3 times to hopefully get it to work. And it doesn't always work. Sometimes I've got to uninstall the whole thing and reinstall.
Ugh.
It's just a pain in the ass. And then sometimes I'll have it where it'll do the update and it won't work, but then 3 days later it'll work. It's just this pain in the ass, all because of this anti-cheat program. It's whatever it's doing, whatever it's conflicting with, it just cancels it and says, no, you can't play it. It's actually gotten to the point now where I've deleted it off the PC. I just went, no, that's it. I can use those megabits for something else. It's just gone. That's yeah, that's my rant for it anyway. But yes, Season 6 is coming up. Is that what your news was about, Greg?
No, funnily enough, it was something that came out of Inside Xbox today. But you finished yours.
Okay.
And I'll follow up.
All right. Sounds like a plan. A couple of new things with Season 6. So there's some new locations going up. Floating Island, Corrupted Areas, Cornfields, Haunted Castle. And apparently there's some more in-game that hasn't actually been released here. Custom controller bindings. Also, if you're using a keyboard and mouse on your console, you'll now be put into the PC queue. Doesn't matter if you choose to play across or not. If you just play against consoles or whatever, it will automatically put you into the PC queue. There's been a whole lot of bug fixes, a whole lot of little bits and pieces, new weapons, new items. I think probably the biggest item there is something to do, which I haven't been able to find a whole lot about, but you can have pets running around with you now. I don't exactly know how that's going to work or why.
Why do you want
buddy
pets?
system?
Yeah, like a little. Apparently, like in the news that I've read, where it's actually been written, it says that you have a little companion that runs with you. But in the video that I've watched, they were in a backpack. So whether it's just a different style of backpack or not, I don't know. But it could go either way. I don't know why, but it's there. And I'll be getting it because I earned enough V-Bucks last time round to go again. I generally get to about week 7 and 8 and lose interest in it. which I've done this time as well. I've gotten a week 8, was doing really well, was the highest I'd ever been before on the challenges list, and just lost interest to push forward and strive, because you get challenges where you've got to shoot someone in a specific spot, which they can be difficult, and it just got to a point where I just went, you know what, I'm not playing solo anymore. I'm just going to go and do these 50v50 special edition things and go and do the special rounds and all this sort of crap. And that's just what I did. So I just didn't worry about the challenges. I was just, day to day is kill 3 people with an explosion. Okay. But that's all from me. Greg, what have you got for Fortnite?
So, on Inside Xbox, they announced that Xbox and Fortnite are doing a bundle. So in this bundle, you'll get an Xbox One S with a 1TB hard drive, wireless controller, the game, and then with the game, you will get the Eon Cosmetic Set, which includes a legendary outfit, an epic glider, and a rare pickaxe. On top of that, you'll get 2,000 V-Bucks and a 1-month trial of Game Pass and Xbox Live Gold.
Nice.
The cost, $299 US.
Yeah, so it's the same.
Whatever that'll
Yeah.
So it's.
I think I've seen it here at $3.99 and $6.49 for the One X.
Yep. So anyway,
does that include the Survive the Storm game as well?
I don't know. I don't think so. They just said See, I find this a little bit. They said the full game battle royale. Now, whether that means battle royale and everything else, or whether they just meant battle royale, which is a free game anyway, but I don't know. I'm hoping that's the full game, as in both parts. Otherwise, it's kind of. But then maybe that's why they're giving you all the extra shit as well.
Well, the 2,000 V-Bucks, that's worth about $30.
Yeah,
Australian.
So that's what I'm thinking. That's why they're giving you all the other extra stuff, like the trials as well. The trials are worth a good amount of money too. Like there's $10 for the month trial of Game Pass, and then whatever a year's worth minus divided by 12. Anyway, there's probably another. I don't know.
I think it's about $7 or $8. Yeah.
Yeah, $6 or something. Anyway, so you get about $50 worth of shit along with the controller sort of thing. So, with the console. So yeah, that was my Fortnite news from Inside Xbox.
Nice.
There's some new games coming to Game Pass in October.
Yes, let us know.
And they're good. They're good too. So we're getting Wolfenstein New Order.
Got it.
Yeah, I know. Metro 2033 Redux. Forza Horizon 4. And Lego Indiana Jones.
Lego Indiana Jones. I've actually wanted to play that. That's good.
It's so good. I haven't played that since Wii.
So
damn easier on a proper controller.
So look,
nice.
It's a pretty good add to the Game Pass. October games with gold. We've got Overcooked, Victor Varan, Stuntman Ignition, and Hitman Blood Money.
First and foremost, I'm going to put it out right here, right now. Greg, you and I are playing Overcooked. No,
I took one look at that game. I took one look at that game and just went.
We are playing that.
It's going to stress me the fuck out.
I know, it'll stress me the fuck out as well. And
right. Are we going to let's play that? Play that shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Stream.
We're going to stream a let's play of Overcooked.
Awesome.
Yep. Full rage-inducing goodness.
I think we should make a YouTube video of that. Document it for the times. Alright. So would you like some more news from Inside Xbox? Because there was big...
Hold on to that. Rem.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Rem, what have you got? You've been chirping in a little bit.
I've been sitting here quietly. Quietly in the corner over here.
Yeah. So what else have you got floating around there?
I have a few interesting bits of news.
Okay.
Okay, so for those who are aware of the Oculus, you may or may not have heard that there's a new one coming out. It's called the Oculus Quest. This one's a standalone VR headset that stores, plays, and saves games without connecting to another piece of technology. So you don't have all those fucking layers and shit going on, which sounds to me pretty positive.
It's like you can go on a quest.
Yeah.
Out your bedroom door and out in the street and get run over.
Oh, Ready Player One, it has begun.
Yes.
So the Quest can run both mobile and the PC VR games. It's got advanced controllers that utilize analog sticks, triggers 6 degrees of motion control in comparison to the Go model, which only has a point-and-click controller with 3 degrees of motion. Zuckerberg said that it'll have 50 games available for the Quest when it launches, and many PC VR games and apps will be ported to the headset. It's sounding pretty positive, but the main reason why I wanted to bring this up was actually for you, Pat, because...
Leisure Shoot Larry!
Not quite that good, but pretty good. There is a 3-part Star Wars VR series coming to the Quest. It's called Vader Immortal, and it comes between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope.
We get to fuck some shit up as Vader.
Yeah, it's looking pretty sweet, actually. I'm intrigued. So, while Lucasfilm was in production on Rogue One, they've been working on this in the background, and it's pretty. So the tech follows on the heels of.
Kill me.
I know. Star Wars droid.
Well, she's going to kill you because I'm going to tell her where I got the idea from.
We're not friends anymore.
Yeah.
But Rem made me do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I made him. Yeah, totally. So this is slated for 2019. It's described as an experience rather than a game, which, we're all pretty
Who gives
familiar
a shit
with.
at Star Wars?
I know.
You know how many times I've played that Rogue Squadron thing where I'm flying around in the X-Wing?
Yeah.
Too many.
Too many.
I don't even have that. I don't even have that Battlefront game, but I have the VR standalone. Just to act like a twat and shoot things. It's brilliant.
I should come around and play this. I haven't played it yet.
Yes, you need to.
Yeah. I will never, ever play that game again. Made me sick. So sick. In the film Rogue One, the audience gets a glimpse of Darth Vader's castle on Mustafar.
Yes.
Which they knew was going to be a very interesting little tidbit for people who were observant enough to catch it. This sounds like it's going to give you a bit of a look around in Mustafar's castle.
Oh!
Yeah. So the quest, for anyone who's interested, is coming out at USD $400. So it's around $550 Australian, which is not terrible.
And that's
when paired up next
standalone. So you don't need
standalone.
a $4,000 computer to run it.
That's right, exactly. So this is pretty good, really, in my mind. It's sounding positive. And for me, I mean, obviously VR can be an issue for me with the motion sickness, but if I was going to invest, this is looking tempting.
This is Oculus's console, essentially.
Yeah, it is. I mean, Oculus has been doing some pretty cool things, but they haven't, unless you run on PC, you're really not going to want to go that way. But this is a really positive step outside of that. And I'm hoping that this means Oculus is going to become a little bit more of a competitor and maybe start to drive a bit more interest in VR for gamers.
I'm a little bit excited.
Yeah.
I need to know more about it.
As soon as I saw a picture of, I'll have to send it to you, a picture of Darth Vader's helmet from the game. Oh.
Oh my goodness!
We need this. I want this. Yeah. So that's probably the biggest piece of news. There's also some Xbox One backwards compatible games coming out soon. Two of which are Call of Juarez, Bound in Blood, and Cartel. So if anyone's dying to get their hands on RDR2, which is so near and yet so far, you can get some Call of Juarez games going to get the cowboy jitters out.
So it's the Call of Juarez Cartel.
The Bound in Blood and the Cartel Call of Juarez games. Yeah.
Bound in Blood was actually pretty good.
It was, yeah.
When it came out.
It was very good. When RDR does come out, you'll be happy to know, Pat, that you can go fishing.
Yes. I also...
so there'll be lots of hunting and skinning that you'll get to
horses.
do. So...
I read something about the horses that I found to be hysterical, pointless, not needed.
Are we talking about testicles again?
Yes, we are. And the
fact
that they shrink when they get cold.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why?
Look, I said Rockstar will spend more money on testicles for a game than most games spend on their entire, storyline sometimes. It's just what they do.
Good on
Only
them.
look, I thank them for it. God bless you. Someone has to do it. Someone has to do it.
We wanted realistic testicles in the game. Thank you for providing it.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, so
Literally.
they've
Just going to go in and out of water, aren't we? Just watching it go up and down.
Pretty much, yep.
Yeah. It's the little things.
But when they're cold, they would be.
It's what Rockstar's good at, the little things that keep us amused.
Oh, dear. So they've said that you can hunt several species, including deer, coyotes, wolves, vultures, eagles, alligators, bears, fish, Gila monsters, and various horses.
A what monster?
Gila. Gila.
Gila monster? What the hell is a Gila monster?
What do I know?
I'm so you Googleizing that.
Yeah.
Gila monster. Go on, keep going. I'll look at this in the background.
Sure, no worries.
Gila monster.
You can do hunting,
It's a fucking lizard.
which, there you go.
That doesn't
Provides
sound
you with-
exciting at all.
I was
Should've
so
left it.
excited.
Should have left it alone.
Just left it. Yeah.
Oh, I could kick
Kill
the
monsters,
bastard.
That sounds awesome.
Hunting it, you just kick it.
It's like if someone told you there was a unicorn and you just realised it was something stuck on a horse's head. Well, that's not special. Yes. So you'll have hunting and fishing to provide you with food, crafting materials, income. You've got choice of weapon, which impacts the value of the meat and pelt. This is sounding very Assassin's Creed 3 to me at the moment. Sort of like, if you savage the hell out of that animal, you're not going to get much for it.
Well, they did that in Far Cry as well. Because quite often with Far Cry, so you needed to get a certain amount of, I think it was Far Cry 3, where you'd have to get a certain amount of rhino skins.
Yes.
And taking down a rhino was just hell. So, of course, what would you do? Explosives. And it's just like, this is damaged skin. It's worth nothing. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, but it was fun.
only hit its head. Surely it's got a big ass. Surely I can get something out of that. No.
So disappointing.
Terrible.
You've also got, if you leave an animal out for too long, scavengers will come and take your kill before you can use it. So there's time limits on this sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There's 19 breeds of horses in all, and they can be captured and broken or brought from stables. You've got to keep your horse groomed and fed to contribute to its ratings for stamina and handling. And horses have 59 different styles of coat, and you can customize your saddles, horns, stirrups, spurs, etc. So there's a lot in it.
Yeah, the more I hear about this, the better off I keep thinking. I had one concern with Red Dead 2 around the camping situation, and I actually heard someone talking about someone from IGN took a whole lot of questions because they got an early build of it. Now the camping, you go to camping, you can talk to others, you can play games, you can sort of build the morale amongst people, and a lot of people, myself included, thought that sounded like a bit of a chore, especially because I'm the sort of person that will go off into the wilderness and I'll go fishing or go hunting, or I'll go from side mission to side mission just because it comes up.
It sounds a lot like having to look after girlfriends, like in GTA 4.
Yeah. Yes.
Where you're just like, you know what? I'm breaking up with all of you bitches.
Very much so. But apparently it just rolls along.
Too much maintenance.
It just rolls along by itself on the side. It's you can literally be just part of the gang, and sit and be the moody bitch in the corner.
Yay!
If you choose to. So
his sour face raises my morale.
Yeah. No, that was a good thing.
Yeah, that sounds good. The last thing you want to be doing is micromanaging everyone while you're trying to enjoy other creative aspects of the game.
That's it. That's on par with, you're just about to do a mission and boop, boop. Hey, cousin, you want to go bowling?
No!
No, I do not.
I don't want to play with your balls.
I've got a horse here that just goes up and down like an elevator.
There you go.
All right, well, Greg, what else you got that come out of Goodwood?
Oh, all right. Lots. So, all right, there's some updates for Xbox coming up.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is with Dolby Vision. So, Microsoft and Dolby have partnered up to create a version of Dolby Vision for Xbox. So, it's better uses the HDR features and sharpens up the pictures and improves the color and picture quality for those people using TVs that are compatible with Dolby Vision. So for most people, it'll be probably a not so interesting feature.
Mm-hmm.
But for those that have it, I think they'll be nicely surprised. There's also a new voice integration system for Cortana and Alexa that's being integrated. They showed a demo of it where dude walked into his house and said, "Alexa, turn on Xbox and
Alexa, make out with Cortana." What?
Yeah. They just asked Alexa to start the console, and they told them they wanted to play Halo Master Chief Collection, and the TV turned on, and Master Chief Collection was loading up as they'd already signed in the player all in one hit. So
awesome.
As soon as the TV came on, the game was pretty much ready to go. You were signed in, not having to turn the Xbox on, then sign in, then jump in the game. It was all automatically done. So looks pretty cool. It also states that you can pretty much control your Xbox from any Alexa, Cortana point that's synced in with your network. So, like, if you've got your smart watch has got Alexa or Cortana on it, you can be driving home and you say, "Hey, Cortana, get this shit ready." They also said with Netflix, you can voice control Netflix now. So pausing, skipping, changing shows, stuff like that. That's all now going to be integrated into the Netflix Xbox app. So yeah, that looks pretty cool for those that have that feature as well.
Awesome.
Then Phil Spencer came out. He rarely makes an appearance in Inside Xbox, but he did for this episode. Mainly because he had some pretty big news. The lesser of the two was he's kicking off XO 18. So he's reintroducing XO, which is the
convention,
Xbox Roadshow convention.
Yeah.
It's going to be held at Mexico City this year to tie in with the Xbox Fan Fest that's going on over there already.
So Mexico City, that was I found that to be a strange location choice, but cool.
Well, look, Phil's pretty excited about it. He said they have a really large fan base there.
Awesome. Yeah.
So November 10, it'll be on. And they said anyone that's obviously not in Mexico City can join in on Mixer, where they'll have plenty of things for everyone to interact with and prizes to win. And it's just going to be a big party, as XOs used to be. If you're interested in finding out what that is, he even suggested jump on YouTube. They've got lots of footage from previous XOs that you can watch and get a feel for what it's all about. Then Phil dropped the bomb.
Ooh. What bomb?
And it's big. It's been whispered about. People have been sort of talking about it for a little while, but he has flat out confirmed it now. Xbox will be supporting keyboard and mouse peripherals.
Oh yeah.
As of November.
Yep. Goes into testing for the what do they call it? Insiders in a couple of weeks, doesn't it?
Yeah. So the first game that they're going to test it on is Warframe. Warframe will be their beta game. Now, he went into a bit more detail about how it's going to work, because obviously there's going to be a few people a bit anxious about the whole thing. And now he said that they're not pushing mouse and keyboard onto players that don't want to play mouse and keyboard. They're not pushing it onto old games. It is going to be developers' discretion whether mouse and keyboard is going to be used on their games.
Sounds good.
So going forward, developers can either choose that the games will have that feature or it won't have that feature. And yeah, they're not trying to create a scenario where you go from being, you're playing Rainbow Six Siege and you're a controller player, and then all of a sudden it now becomes a peripheral that's supported by the console for that game, and now you drop down several ranks because, for obvious reasons. This is about games moving forward. Okay. I think Warframe is what they obviously Warframe has decided to jump on board as part of getting that development done. And then to really cap it off, he then talked about the deal that Microsoft has done with Razer to supply them with the primary peripheral for the Xbox Razer keyboard and mouse peripheral.
Ooh.
So they've been talking with Razer. Razer has a few ideas how they want this to work in the space, and they are working together to create the primary peripheral for the Xbox. So, look, that's good news right there, in my opinion.
Definitely.
So, yeah, really cool. What do you think?
That's neither here nor there for me.
Yep.
If someone asked me to try one out, I'll quite happily try it, but I won't go out of my way to do it.
Yep.
There's a few games that I enjoy playing keyboard and mouse, RTSs, and even something like Quake.
Yep.
Like Quake Champions, the keyboard and mouse has come back. Like the feel has come back to me. It's just very old muscle memory, but it's still there.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I've tried Fortnite with keyboard and mouse. I can't do. I've tried a lot of first-person shooters and different games on the PC with keyboard and mouse. I end up if it's got controller support, I plug the controller in. It's just that's my preference anyway, and I'll continue to use the controller.
Yeah, look, I'm a bit the same. I'm a little bit more optimistic in the way that I'm hoping that be certain games that have been fairly PC dominated for obvious reasons might start flowing into the console arena now that it has the peripheral that can support the game.
Yeah.
And I'd like to see games that have already tried to port across the console and tried to port a keyboard system into a controller, and it just hasn't quite worked as well. Like, they've done the best they could, and it's good. Like Halo Wars, for example, this is a good example. RTSs, they've tried with Command and Conquer on PS1, Halo Wars on 360, Halo Wars 2 on Xbox One. They're okay, but they're not what they're better
not what
on
they
PC.
can be. Yeah,
they're better on PC because those games lend themselves to keyboard and mouse. And I really like RTSs. They were my jam in the 90s. Love them. I want to like them on console, but I can't because they just feel clunky with a controller. As smooth as they try and get it, it never quite gets there.
No.
So I'm looking forward to that element. But yeah, for first person shooters, look, I think it's going to be one of those things you either, when they bring them out and it's supported with mouse and keyboard, you're just going to have to accept that it's you either pick it up and run with it, or you're happy to get owned by mouse and keyboard. I think that's going to be the bottom line. Or the devs are sympathetic and create scenarios where only a bit like Fortnite, where they go, well, mouse clickers can go in one group and controller fiends can go in the other. So,
no, that sounds quite good. Yeah. How about you, Rem? You got anything different on that?
Yeah, no, I can see where it's going to be useful. Like even in streaming, I mean, especially with Xbox opening itself up more for streamers, that sort of system could be very useful. But fortunately, I feel like I'm going to piss off a few PC people by saying, are we essentially turning an Xbox One into a computer tower?
Essentially, yeah.
It's lending it. It seems to be the more talk about. I think the PS4's future.
The PlayStation's already got compatibility for it already.
Oh yeah.
So it's there if you choose it to be. I think it's one of those things. A lot of people do prefer keyboard and mouse. I used to. I've just gotten to the point now where I've been playing, console for so long. It just doesn't do it for me anymore.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I used to pay PC all the time, but now I'm just too lazy. And the idea of a keyboard and a mouse is like, now I have to get a desk.
Yeah, now I've got to sit up while I'm playing. Like
I have to sit properly.
I play at my desk, but the thing is, I might be playing at my desk, but I've still got the controller in my hand. I've usually got beer in one, or it's just sitting next to me, and I'm leaning back. I've sometimes got the feet up. It's just
your nice, comfy gaming chair.
Yeah, exactly. I don't need to worry about. I don't want to worry about a keyboard and mouse attached to it.
You have to buy yourself an old school stable table.
You have to get one of those wrist pads so you don't hurt your fucking wrists.
Yeah, no thanks. I'll pass. All right, Rem, other news that you've got? Anything else?
So, a couple.
Yeah.
One which you might actually have on your list to discuss.
Let's race through them nice and quick.
Yeah. So the first one, which I meant to bring up last week, it's just nice and quick, but YouTube's closing their YouTube gaming channel.
Oh, are they?
Yeah. It failed to find a big enough audience, so they've announced recently that instead of gaming-specific content and features, they'll just move those things into a dedicated home within the YouTube site rather than having its own channel, which is interesting. I mean, I can appreciate that it really didn't sort of gain traction the way that they'd hoped.
It probably didn't gain traction because they released at the same time that they changed all the settings so that people couldn't make money on YouTube.
Yeah.
I was going to say, it was at the same time that everyone started saying that, YouTube was cancer.
Yeah.
And when you have YouTubers that are turning around and at the end of every video, like I think of a couple that I watch all the time, and literally they comment every single video. They're going, yeah, like and subscribe, and because YouTube's cancer, and move on. And I'm like, how are you guys okay with the fact that you fucked everyone so hard that they're happy to use your system and bag you out on it constantly?
Yeah.
Get a grip.
I can't really add anything to that. But yeah, so there's now just basically a new location on the page, youtube.com/gaming, basically. They'll have specific algorithms so you can find on-the-rise creators and all the different sort of usual genres of gaming that you would be searching for. And they're trying to encourage people. It's not just for vlogs, let's plays, but also has live streams, just like Twitch, So it'll be interesting to see where they go from here, whether it continues to sort of go down.
I can hear it already.
Yes. So the second one and last one I had was about Telltale.
Yes.
So this week, up on our page, if anyone's been following along, we had the news that Telltale Games has decided to close And unfortunately, due to that, a lot of employees have. There's a class action complaint out against the company now. Says the developer is obligated to provide 60 days notice with the impending termination in compliance with state's WARN Act.
Yep.
So the problem with this is that
days.
there's... No, not 9 days. The problem with this is that now the attorneys are basically saying there's missed salaries, missed wages, 401k contributions and other compensations that should have been earned during that 60-day period. There's also names of all other persons, quote, similarly situated who could join the class action, and it may go up to 275 employees.
Yep. Yeah, at the moment, one person in particular has started it off, and they've left it open for everyone to join in on the class action. Apparently, there's 25 people still employed. Have you heard that?
Yeah, 25, yeah.
Yeah, they were to finish off the next stage of The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
And then they were, see you later. But apparently there's been another twist in it, and stop me if you want, Rem, I'm not sure if you've got this, where they're talking about partnership with someone else taking over The Walking Dead.
I had heard rumour, but I didn't see any.
Yeah, so there's talk of it happening, and this has just added fuel to the fire that for this class action in particular, because if they go into partnership with another company to finish the Walking Dead season off, they're technically not closing down.
Yeah.
Which means that 60 days then turns into a longer term that they need to provide payment for. So there's all this toing and froing and what's happening, and it's becoming quite ugly. But at the bottom of it, it's actually quite terrible that a company that we thought was, well, I personally thought was going quite strongly, has just up and closed their doors, seemingly out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's a sad story, and there's more and more of these companies closing their doors and having to let go of numerous employees. It's very, very sad.
But the big thing is the gaming community has struck together. A lot of studios that are in the area have all put their hands up and said, hey, let us know who you are, come and have a chat with us. You know, on this day time, I'll be down at this pub, food and drink on me, come on down and say good day, and we'll have a talk and see what you can do for us.
Yeah, isn't that awesome?
There's been a whole outpouring of that, which I thought was fantastic.
Yeah, good on them. Good on them.
Good stuff. All right, Greg, what else you got, mate? I've got one more thing to go through myself, but what about yourself?
I've only got two quick little bits left of
Shoot.
Inside Xbox, and one just from my weekly gaming. So Inside Xbox, Shadows of the Tomb Raider DLC, it's out in October, the first one.
Yep.
The guy that was talking about it, whose name escapes me, and I apologize for that, who was talking about it, said there's up to 7 months worth of tombs to experience in all the DLCs that are coming out.
Tombs?
Yeah, so, 7 months. I mean, that's a lot.
That's
of time.
a lot of tombs.
That's a lot of tombs.
How often are they releasing these?
Don't know. I'm guessing one every month for 7 months. That would be my guess.
One at the first month and one at the 7th month.
Yeah, that's all right. It'll take a long time.
Yeah, the first one's just very big.
Very grindy.
I want one that's like the first level in the first Tomb Raider. I just want to relive that. That'd be great.
I know the first one it has something to do with fire. It's called the Fire Tomb or something like that. Lots of fire. Anyway, second, the last thing for Inside Xbox was there's a new indie game that's available on Xbox called Hollow Knight. It's available now. It's also got a thing called the Void Heart Edition, which is available on Xbox, which is a game and all its DLC with 20% off. But that's only until October 2nd, and I have a funny feeling that by the time you guys are listening to this on Sunday, you better hurry the hell up if you want it. But it's pretty much just a platformer. It's a platformer. Check it out if you're interested in those kinds of things. My week of gaming. Ghost Recon Wildlands. Season 7 has started for its challenges. All the rewards seem to be prestige points. So if you're interested in getting loot, prestige points are the way to go. So
have you started Fallen Ghost yet?
Yes, I started that this week as well. That was the other thing I was going to talk about. Do you want my thoughts and feelings on that?
Yeah.
So
let me relive. I haven't played it for a while, so let me relive the enjoyment that I had.
Sure. I'm a little bit torn about it, to be fair. So if I was playing this as it came out, I'd be a little bit pissed off because essentially what they've done is the first DLC they brought out was Narco Road, which pretty much destroys all your tactical thinking because you don't have to think. You're just doing jumps and, I don't think I was like murder everything with a machine gun, and then they throw you into the next DLC, which is if you even stick your head out, you die kind of thing. It's hard, but not hard because it's tactically harder. It's hard because they've just turned the enemies into
lunatics.
They've just turned, like, some enemies have turned into bullet sponges. Others have turned into, like, they've just I don't know. I don't feel like it's any more difficult. It's just that they've now got snipers that can see a lot about as far as you can when it comes to sniping.
Yeah.
And you've got stealth dudes that are invisible. And then you've got heavies that can only be shot in the head, And then when you do the side quests just seem like... So I did, like, the radio tower side quest. The first one, and I flick the switch, and then it just becomes a last stand. You've got to be there for 2 minutes, and they just send hordes of Unidad after you. And as we know, as soon as you kill enough Unidad, you get a wanted level. And of course, you can't drop the wanted level unless you get out. And by the time you spent 2 minutes with a wanted level, it's like level 4. You're not getting out without dying. Like, there's no way you can climb down a tower when you've got, like... And, I mean, it's all the new stuff, so heavies that can only be shot in the head, and snipers that can, from that range, can hit you from anywhere. It just seems like, just wait there for 2 minutes, and then once 2 minutes is up, die. That's essentially what they want you to do. And I just don't feel that that's the spirit of the game. I just feel like last standing shit is not tactical. That's not a Ghost thing to do.
No.
A Ghost thing to do would be get in, get out without being seen. And to be fair, this week's challenge on the normal mode was more tactical than that DLC ever was, because all 3 challenges you have to do without being seen. And it was amazing fun. I have to admit, you had to do 2 of them were redo levels without being seen whatsoever. You weren't allowed to be visually detected. So much fun. But this, look, I'm going to play through it just because, it's more content to play, and I enjoy the game. And, like, I don't hate the game for it. I just find that I'm a little disappointed that that's what they came up with.
No, that makes sense. It's a bit of a change on the original.
Yeah.
Oh, well. All good.
But look, like I said, I'm still playing it. I'm still enjoying it. I'll reiterate, I put up a message in Discord the other week. If anyone wants to join my task force, and like anyone that's playing still, even on and off, if they want to join my task force, I'm doing the challenges every week, so you'll be getting the task force rewards every week if you join, and if you're just playing casually. So jump on and flick me a message on Discord, and we can set it up, because it means we have to be friends on UB Club, and then we have to sync our recon fucking things on the internet, and then it's look, they haven't made it exactly easy, but look, I'm happy to go through it if there's anyone that just wants to pick up some free rewards for doing nothing, because I'm doing it anyway. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, the last bit I've got to tie off this section is the PS Plus games for next month.
Woohoo.
So PS Plus games is Friday the 13th, Laser League Master Reboot is on the PS3. Also on the PS3, PS4, and Vita, you've got The Bridge, Rocket Birds 2, which there's actually a review up on the website about, and 2064 Read-Only Memories. So I've not heard about The Bridge or 2064, but Friday the 13th, you know what's good about that being free?
Hey. Yeah.
More people on, which means that I can freak out more people and have a lot more fun. So I'm actually really looking at it. I've tried to play Friday the 13th a couple of times, and there just hasn't been enough people on for it to quickly flow through, and people drop out halfway through a game or something like that. So having more people around, it'll be good.
Have you been doing your scary Jason voices?
No. No.
Playing that game with you was so much fun, and yet you were such a troll.
That's part of the fun, I think.
Hey guys, I'm on your team. Oh wait, no.
Oh, no. Oh my god, how did Jason find me? I don't know. Where is he now? Oh, he's near the car.
I know.
Stabby.
Oh, yeah. That was messed up. Oh, wow. No, that'd be fun. Awesome. I'm grabbing that for sure.
Lots more people, which will be good. I can't wait. I'm going to enjoy it. And this this Laser League kind of looks a bit Tronish. Yeah, it's all about eliminating the opposition as lightning fast competitive multiplayer game.
Ah, okay. Cool.
Starts out as a simple test of raw reflexes and fast becomes a deeply strategic team showdown.
Oh, I'm going to suck at the game so much.
Yeah, video game.
Just on reflexes alone.
So I reckon I'll have a crack at that. Probably won't last very long, but I'll have a crack.
Yeah, might as well.
All right, well that's it for video game discussion. Over to gaming pre-order. All right, Deb, over to you.
So we haven't done this one in a while. If you don't remember,
Yes.
gaming pre-order is where I give a series of answers, and you guys have got to put them in the right order. So usually we go by like release dates. So today's will be release date.
Okay. Sorry, I'm
ready.
I'm moving shit.
ready.
I'm getting ready. Get the paper.
Let's do it.
Let's
Get
get
your
it
notepads
done.
Go. All right, so this week I've gone with release dates, and I've also themed them, I guess, in groups based around games that are either just released, about to be released, or have come back into the spotlight recently.
Okay.
So see if you can guess what they are as well. Okay, so you guys ready?
Ready.
Okay, so the first list of games is Red Steel,
Red Steel. Never heard of it.
Gun, capital Gun,
Mm-hmm.
Call of Juarez Gunslinger,
All of Juarez with a J.
yes, and Pacific.
Sorry, what
Sorry, what
was
was that one?
Gunslinger, that's the particular Call of Juarez.
that? Oh, okay.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I don't want you to get confused with the other ones. Red Dead Redemption
Red Dead.
and Wild Arms. We're talking about the first Wild Arms game.
That's all right. I don't know any of them.
Yeah, I was going to say, it doesn't matter.
There was the second one.
There was a first one?
There was
What?
about 7 or 8 or 9 of these things. There's been a lot of them. Yeah.
Yeah. You,
All right.
you host a gaming show, don't you? No, what are you talking about?
So oldest and newest, yeah.
Oldest to newest. Need some thinking music.
Dun, dun, dun,
Lucas, can you put some
dun.
thinking music in here?
Oh, it doesn't matter because they're going to be wrong. Finished!
Go.
Finished!
All right, give them to me.
Who do you want first?
Greg.
All right. So I had Wild Arms, Gun, Call of Juarez, Red Steel, RDR.
Snoogs.
Red Steel, Wild Arms, Gun, Red Dead, Call of Juarez.
Oh. You've both got parts of it right, but no one got all 5.
No! Alright, what was it?
Correct order was Wild Arms, Gun, Red Steel, Red Dead Redemption, Call of Juarez, Gunslinger.
Oh, 'cause 2 out of 5 is crap.
What game was this based around?
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Red Dead Redemption 2.
And Call of Juarez being backwards compatible.
Ah, yeah, got the 2. Nice.
Does that mean I win?
Double points.
Bonus point!
Okay, next one. Star Wars, Harry Potter Years 1 to 4, Lord of the Rings, Indiana Jones.
Can I guess the link?
Sure.
They go.
Yep. That was easy.
All Lego games.
Yes.
Done.
Done.
Alright. Snoogs.
Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter.
Greg.
Ooh. Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, Indiana Jones, Harry Potter.
Oh. Snoogs was closer.
Son of a bitch.
Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings.
Oh!
2 out of 4.
50% is a pass.
I got the bonus point.
You did. I think this is going to be won or lost on bonus points.
Probably.
Okay. Here we go. Ready for the next one?
Ready?
Assetto Corsa.
Car
You need
games.
to write that.
Yeah.
Burnout.
Yeah.
Armageddon.
Sorry, I've got Assetto, Burnout, Carmageddon, Colin McRae.
Daytona, USA.
Daytona.
So, yes, they are racing games, but what game inspired me for this one?
Ooh.
Forza Horizon 4.
Yay! Nice.
That's 2 bonus points. Daytona.
You're gonna need them because I'm pretty confident on this one.
Oh, probably.
Ooh, fighting words.
Oh, look, I'll probably be wrong, but still.
Chung,
All right.
chung.
Done.
Okay. Alright, Greg.
All right. Daytona, Carmageddon, Burnout, Colin McRae, Assetto.
Funny, got one different.
Snoogs.
Daytona, Carmageddon, Colin McRae, Burnout, Assetto.
Snoogs gets a win!
Whoa! Yes.
Yep. So Daytona, Armageddon, Colin McRae, Burnout, Assetto. Well done.
Nice.
All right.
Fuck.
Next one. Infamous Second Son, Batman Arkham Asylum, Injustice, Ultimate Spider-Man, The Incredible Hulk. I'm talking a lot more slowly because I know that takes time to write.
I didn't even know there was an Incredible Hulk game.
Oh, was
Spider-Man
there
game.
ever? Yes. Well done.
Need all the bonus points I can get now.
Yeah, that'll do. Or maybe.
I love that this game can be won or lost on a. Yeah, that'll do.
That'll do. Done.
No,
thinking music.
I've fucked it up, I think. But anyway, all right.
Okay, Snooks.
All right, I've pretty much gone reverse order. Hulk, Ultimate Spider-Man, Injustice, Batman, and Infamous.
Greg.
I had Infamous, Ultimate Spider-Man, Injustice, Incredible Hulk, Arkham Asylum.
Sorry, no one got that one.
No.
So the oldest was Ultimate Spider-Man from 2005,
Okay.
followed by Incredible Hulk, Batman Arkham Asylum, Injustice, and Infamous Second Son.
Nice.
I got the bonus points. Screw you.
So what's that? 2 bonus points each plus a win for Pat?
Yeah, look, he's still in the lead.
Well, you've got to get
I
2 from
gotta
this
win.
one. All right. Here's our next and last group.
Yep.
Mad Max. Now we're talking the most recent. Rage. The Last of Us. And Gears of War 2.
Finished. What's the combo? What's the... Ooh, what is it?
Ooh.
Started off with Mad Max. I thought it would be because Venom's on its way. Then got
Where the
Rage.
fuck did you get that? Draw that line from?
Because in the new Mad Max version, it's played by Tom Hardy. What's his name? Tom Hardy?
Yeah, Tom Hardy, yeah.
Who plays Venom.
Right, okay.
You're
Yeah, all
right.
right.
See, it's not
Okay,
as
that's
far-fetched as you may think.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough.
It's legit.
It's legit. It may be through a few scotches, but it's legit.
Oh,
Yeah,
Fallout
I heard the
76.
ice earlier. Sorry?
Fallout 76.
That wasn't the one I had, no.
Ah, son of a bitch.
it's also fairly legit, but it's not what I was thinking of.
Fuck.
I don't know. I've got no idea, but I'm done anyway. I've got a list.
All right. Have
Yeah,
you got
I've
your
got-
list? All
Yeah,
right.
I got my list.
All right, great.
Was it Division 2? Just out of curiosity.
No.
Okay. Alright, I had Rage, Gears 2, The Last of Us, and Mad Max.
Snooks?
Gears 2, Rage, Last of Us, Mad Max.
Ah, Snooks gets the win.
Oh, another one!
All right. I'm going to give this a little bit extra just to give Greg a chance. There are 2 possible bonus.
2 possible bonus points, eh?
Mm-hmm.
The release of Gears 4?
No.
Be Gears 5, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah.
The announcement of
I meant
Gears 5.
I meant on Game Pass, but...
Oh,
yeah,
okay, yeah.
No.
Sony playing with others.
No.
No.
No, I have no idea.
Greg. Ah, really? Come on. Have a look at it.
None
right
of
there.
this. None of this husband and wife, mental shit going on.
Sorry, Snooks is right there. Snooks is right there. Oh. At this point, Lucas is like,
Stop going quiet. Just tell me what it is. All right, put us out of our misery.
And
What
put a
is
bullet
it?
in the back of our heads.
so
Yeah.
The Last of Us 2, which is coming out very soon. And the other bonus I was going to give you was Rage 2.
Yeah.
So I should have gone with the same theory of Gears.
Yes.
Gears coming out.
You guys
Yeah, fair
guessed the 2 that it wasn't.
So there's a new Mad Max coming out. Yeah.
Mm.
All right.
All right, well
All right,
done. Well done, Snooks. You won that one.
And the winner is Snoogs.
Good work, guys.
Good stuff, Rem. All right, that was gaming pre-order, everyone. And now it's over to What's That Sound? All right, What's That Sound? Last week's What's That Sound? Nobody got.
Really?
Nobody.
I haven't played it and I got it.
Nobody.
You got it. Here it is anyway.
What's happening? It's breathing. It's breathing. It's breathing. He knows she's getting closer. He can feel her coming closer.
Well, go on, Greg. I didn't hear anyone. I didn't hear anyone. Didn't see anyone on the Facebook page or anything come through with that answer. So, what was it, mate?
It was Sacrifice Blade.
Sacrifice Blade. That's right. It's the voices in Senua's head in Sacrifice Blade.
My favourite title I can't pronounce. No, it's not that I can't pronounce it. I just never remember it.
Just never remember. It's one of those ones that just
Sacrifice
keeps
Blade.
on going.
Yep.
All right, guys. Well, this week we've got something a bit special because Mr. Lucas has given me a whole lot. So here's the What's That Sound for this week, and we actually get to all play. So I've not listened to it yet.
Yay!
Let's see what it is. Hopefully it comes through and works properly for me.
What have I got?
Come through all right?
It's very quiet, but I
That was
got it.
very quiet.
What have I got?
Any ideas? Any thoughts? I've got one of those ones where I kind of know what it is, but I'm not sure. I'm thinking it's like
It is.
it
Yeah,
is Crash.
it is. Yep. It could be from any of them, but I'm pretty sure it's the first one. If we want to get technical, it's the mask.
It's the
Yeah, I was going to say it's the masky thing, isn't it? The
Ta-da.
awesome. for those playing along at home, I'll play it one more time. Hold on a sec.
What have I got?
There it is. That's What's That Sound for episode 232. If you've got any ideas, hit us up on our Facebook page or direct message over on Discord. Thanks a lot. Now, on to last words. Alright guys, last words. So first up, who the f*** said that? Hope is what makes us strong. It is why we are here. It is what we fight with when all else is lost. Did anything pop in during the show for you?
So I haven't got past my initial thought that maybe it might be. I'm thinking Zavala, but I'm thinking Destiny 2.
No.
Damn it.
I feel like Zavala's a bitch now, so I'm not saying anything he says.
it's not a bitch.
Just has ulterior motives, alright?
He just knows what he wants. No, it's
Power
not.
is everything to him.
No.
It's actually a bit older than that. It's actually
okay.
Pandora from God of War 3.
Ah, okay.
The one
sneaky
that
one.
rage quit.
Yes, I think
you
a
get to that
lot
one?
of God of War fans actually rage quit it, myself included.
Yeah, that's the game that killed me on God of War. I loved God of War. I thought the sun shone out its ass, and then that
I
game
think
came
I actually-
along and
I'm pretty sure I rage quit in the same area where you have to go up the side of the mountain or something.
you got the levels.
Yeah,
Which-
the
Each
levels.
time you get to a level, you've got to fight more people, and then you've got to walk through that slamming doorway thing. Oh,
Yep.
fuck that game.
Which God of War would this be?
God of War 3.
3. I was
Yep.
going to say, I have Ascension now.
I've got it. I've got Ascension now. I played
Yeah,
Ascension. That was-
Ascension's fun.
That
Yeah,
wasn't
Ascension was
rage worthy.
good.
Yay!
Yay!
To ask.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
like, which one was the rage quit? I don't want to play that one.
No, 3. All the others were really good. I loved them.
Yeah, cool.
All right.
Anyway.
Well, one other thing for last words from me is I've just got to play this little thing in the background. Hopefully it comes through for you.
No.
That nice and creepy sort of sound. Of course, today is our very own Lucas's level up day. So
Yay!
happy level up day, mate. And I thought I could find something nice and creepy to put in the background for you.
Aw, so sweet.
That's awesome.
There you go. happy level up day, mate.
G'day guys, Editing Lucas here. Thank you very much for the kind words, but I really don't understand that music. That was really weird. Creepy music for my level up day. Well, anyway, I had a little bit of a thought as to what I would spend my skill point on, and I decided to go old school Lucas and not spend it at all. If you guys listen to the podcast for a while, you'll know that I often play games and completely forget about skill points and wonder why I struggle towards the end of the game. But anyway, I had a lovely day yesterday. Highlight of the day, I'd have to be spending lunchtime with my mum, having lunch. That was fantastic. Thanks, Mum. Love ya. And I also received a copy of Shadow of the Tomb Raider from my wife and daughter. So I played that last night as well and had some good times with it. The story still feels kind of a little bit pedestrian to the actual game because it's, well, I've only played a couple of hours of it so far, and so far it's just about Trinity again trying to take over the world with whatever. So I think the story's probably going to be a bit blah, but the game's fun so far and it looks absolutely beautiful playing it on my Xbox One X. Of course, I'm playing in performance mode because graphics mode or display mode or 4K mode or whatever you want to call it can eat a flying big dick. Make it self-sourcing as well. But anyway, had a great day. Yes, I did level up and I appreciate the well wishes. I'll leave it back to you guys to finish off the show. Thanks a lot. See you next time.
Yep. Agreed.
What about you guys? Rem, Greg, you got any last words? Nothing?
No, other than that.
No?
Hope he's enjoying Tomb Raider.
Yes.
Brand new Prezi.
Brand new Prezi for him. Tomb Raider with the stereo turned up. That's what we'd like to know.
Yeah.
Well, I have my last words.
Yes.
Yeah.
We've got to get a code word off you too, Mr. Grejio, after last week's code word of very subtly, was it rant, I believe?
Rant.
Rant.
Yes.
So,
Nice
my
quietly said.
last word actually based around the code word.
Yep.
So, to move on from last week's rage and to open up dawn a new era in code wording, I've decided that I'm going to change up the format of the code word. So, it will work as it's always been. I will come up with a word and you guys can chuck it out on random places just to say, hey, look, we listened to the end. We love you guys. It's a shout out for those that we know are supporting us and loving us.
Because we want to be loved.
Yeah, because we're narcissists and we love being loved. And but I also I want to put a bit more fun, a little bit of a fun spin to it. So I'm actually going to start having a theme for my code words. And you guys have to try and guess what the theme is. Now, I'm going to limit everyone to one guess a week. Just so people aren't just blurting guesses at me left, right, and center.
Yep.
The shotgun approach. So you get one guess. If you get it right, you get to pick the next theme for the code words. So I'm going to keep it to one word, but if it's a vague word that doesn't express the clue very well, I will discuss what the clue is to help. So this week, the code word is master, as in Master Chief. And that is your first clue. Doubt you're going to guess what it is from that one clue. You'll probably have to wait until next week to hear next week's clue. But by all means, have a crack. You may just get it. A lucky shot.
Beautiful. I like where this is going. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's that all from everyone.
Yeah.
That's it.
I'm
Beautiful.
good.
Well, thank you very much to everyone who has listened to the show, and especially those that are still listening this far along. As per always, we break down to a rabble a couple of times. A super special thanks to those listening in live, which tonight was Martikins for a little while before he's jumped off to go raiding, which is always good. Thanks to you guys, Rem, Grejio, for all the stuff you're doing.
Thanks to you.
To all our listeners, feel free to continue any of the topics that we have discussed on this show on our Facebook page or here on our Discord channel. Links are in the podcast show notes and descriptions. That's all from me, guys. As always, thank you very much. I've been Snoogs.
I've been Remutha.
And I have been Grejio.
Turtles.
Peace.
Well, here we are once again at the end of this week's show. If you're still hungry for more video game content, then head over to the Aussie Gamers Express Facebook page and give us a like. We also have a heavy presence over on Twitter and YouTube, and their links are waiting for you in the podcast description. This podcast is available for your convenience through Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, and more. Thanks again for listening. Catch you all on the next episode of the Aussie Gamers Express video game podcast.
Let's put you out in misery early, bro.
I've got a lot.
Forza Horizon 4.
All right, we want to start on that.
We want to start on that. I'll kick it off because I've still been playing it pretty much nightly. First and foremost, AussieGamersExpress.com. There is a written review. Aussie Gamers Express on YouTube. There is a video review. Make sure you get over and have a look. Leave us a like. Leave us a comment. Tell me I did good. Tell me it sounds good. Tell me it sounds shit. Just tell me something. I enjoy it. I want to see what people think. I want to see what people think. And it's a bit of an ego thing. We've all got one.
Martikins liked it. I liked it. Rem liked it. So
that's good. That's good. That's very good. And so far, seeing as though I can talk very much freely about it this week, I've really enjoyed it. Unfortunately, Lucas and I tried to play last night. Again, pre-release pretty much. We haven't actually gone live yet. It goes live either tomorrow or Saturday, as we were discussing earlier. There's a big question about the online activity.
In what way?
Hold on 2 secs. Mm-hmm. Yes, you're being recorded, Tara. Why are you writing they are having naughty wars on my wall? What? Who?
I'm assuming this is Outlander.
I'm guessing it might be.
Maybe this is code for stop recording and come right now.
No.
I want to have naughty wall sex.
War, I think she was saying. But
war sex.
What are you
You know what? I don't know what war sex is, so you need to go check that out so I can fill in. Do.
So how are you, Martikins? Well, we got some time.
If we can make this interesting, we might get this. Lucas probably cut this and put it at the end as like secret bonus material. Blooper shit.
At this point, he might name the whole episode War Sex.
Quite possibly. And then no one will know because he...
Like, what?
Yeah, that's right, after the code word.
I was listening the whole time to hear it. It wasn't there. Clickbait.
He is becoming quite clicky. You heard me, Lucas. You're really enjoying maximizing that clickbaity titles.
Oh, he will defend himself, and he'll probably insert here if he keeps it, that it's not clickbait because what he says is actually in the content.
Yeah, right.
Rightio, editing Lucas here, interjecting in the little extra content section. Yes, Rem, I completely agree with you, and that is exactly my argument. How can it be clickbait if what I'm writing for said title or what I'm putting in the thumbnail is within the podcast? Now, clearly I can't put a title that encompasses the entire podcast's themes, because then it would be a massive sort of Amazon-esque title in length, so you can't do that. So I pick something that is interesting and put it as the title. And the same thing goes for the thumbnail. You pick something interesting and you put that on there. If you want to call that clickbait, well, you are being baited to come in, but you will eventually get what you came for, because it is contained within the confines of the media product that we're creating. So, Eat a dick.
I think I get brownie points for that.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, I reckon he's loving the editing at the moment as well.
It's got all the power.
All the powers. I have a funny feeling that I've got to re-listen to last week's episode, but I have a funny feeling. I was listening, and you know when we were talking, and when Snoogs brought up that article about that dude threatening to shoot the kid, right? And he said, "You'll know. I guess there's no points in guessing what country it is." And then I smart-assedly said, "Africa," and then went, "Oh, that's actually a continent, not a country." I have this funny feeling he edited over what, and I said Africa and put something else in because I didn't hear the word Africa. I think he edited it to say New York. So I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna go back and re-listen to it because when I heard it, I was driving, so I couldn't just like go rewind it and listen to it.
No. Editing Lucas here, and from what Greg was just saying about me editing out him saying Africa and dubbing over the top another word of New York. No, what actually happened was a classic case of two people talking over the top of each other. Greg, you were saying your line about it being Africa, and Snoogs was starting a new sentence about New York, blah, blah, blah. Look, have another listen to it.
Oh, yeah. It's sad that this is actual reality we're talking about here.
I know. So, no real money for guessing which country this comes from. New York. So in New York, a man has made threats over Messenger directed at the kid.
So there you go. So it was really out of my hands. Although it is something that I would do from time to time, that one was not me. You guys did that yourselves. Anyway, we'll go back to the extra content.
But I'm pretty sure he changed it.
Got thrown off.
Anyway.
Yeah, sorry about that. I just got thrown off, completely sideballed. And yes, Rem, it was the show you were talking about.
Yeah.
Just decided to come and tell me.
Yeah,
about
Monikins, I reckon he did.
Just had to share that moment with you.
it. Yes.
Look.
Had to do it.
Look.
Yeah, completely got thrown off track. Bloody women.
He might just.
Lucky I like her.
All right. You want to start that again?
Yes. We'll start
Take
that
two.
again.
Let's start that again so we can cut all that out.
I might just cut it all out before I send it over to Luke.
There's stuff in there.
What are you talking about? Why is it sent in two files? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Something broke.
Something broke. Yep.